Well, hello racing fans, and welcome to our Gallop TV preview show for our first meeting of a new week, our first meeting locally for a new month as well. We're into December now, and we are racing at the Vaal. It's the 2nd of December, and what's on the go at the Vaal? Let me just have a look before we get to Alistair Cohen. Race number 1 begins at 12:05. We should close things off at 16:45. I trust you, the valued racing fan, as well. And let's see what we can cover for this race meeting. Just some housekeeping issues. Garish Samabertia not riding. Serena Mudley won't be riding. Trent Mayu won't be claiming. And what a Saturday it was for Trent as well. And we were treated to some high-class action at the Big T on Saturday. And as Alistair Cohen always does when it comes to these feature races, we'll just do a little brief summary of the events on Saturday. Alistair, very good day to you.
Yeah, good day, Dees. What a weekend it was. The Betway Summer Cup of 2025. What a time for KZN. Let's start on that note. Frank Robinson, what a perfectly executed plan. Rated up Mocha Blend in a listed feature when running second to Casalton. Obviously, a mile was going to be too short for Mocha Blend. That was a great run, but nowhere, very, very few people, other than on the Zulu show. They played to Sanela and the guys. They found Mocha Blend in their Zulu preview for the Betway Summer Cup, but I wouldn't have thought running second in the listed Summer Pudding would be good enough to win the Grade 1 Betway Summer Cup. Brilliant job, Frank Robinson. Brilliant job, Tristan Godden. First winner at Turfentine is only a Grade 1. I'm super happy, obviously, for Jess and Stephen at Maritzfontein to get this ideal world into the Grade 1 winners enclosure. Magnificent win. Tristan stayed out of trouble. We know we're not going to go down that road of how messy the Betway Summer Cup was. Obviously, the report for the two jockeys that fell has been well distributed and well disseminated, and we wish Sereno and Jared well. We hope to see them in the saddle sooner rather than later. A few disappointments, obviously. I thought the Equator, although there has been a report out in the washing, he moved in with a lot in hand but didn't see out the last 200 meters. I have question marks whether he didn't stay, never mind the prep that he had. I thought the prep that he had was as fair as anyone. Third run coming in, popping, bouncing. Anyway, we won't delve into that. King Pulse was a trifle disappointing as well. Madison Valley apparently choked up, according to the Starts report. So there are a couple of reasons for some indifferent runs. And then Frank did it again in the long distance race. Candice and I were actually talking on Sunday. When a KZN horse has travelled up to altitude over 2 miles and won by 9.5 lengths, that has got to be the first and only and once in a lifetime type of performance from Shoot the Rapids. He smashed up Nebraska by 9.5 lengths, Corrupt beaten into third by 16.5. It was attritional, obviously, with the going being soft or good to soft on the day, but that was a world-class performance. I'm going to say world-class performance from Shoot the Rapids. From a personal point of view, my highlight was undoubtedly Trust winning the Jackpot City Dingons, beating Jan van Gooyen. Jan van Gooyen is now setting sail for Cape Town for the Hollywoodbets Cape Guineas, where he is going to be a big force to take on those Cape horses. Again, a couple of disappointments in the race, but Trust is a proper racehorse, as is Jan van Gooyen. And you mentioned Trent Mayhew getting his 50th career win, therefore no longer claiming. Hazy Daisy, Cornet's Piece, not afraid to run his horses 9 days after her last run, where she was unplaced in a low-grade fillies and mares feature and came out and won. And then obviously the second juvenile race in the country, first on the half vault, won by Tony Peter and Pistol Pete coming back to winning ways. Great days racing, hard though. D's pick 6 paid over $1 million.
Yep, and that is it. Summer Cup Day, well summed up by Alistair Cohen. And if you found yourself in the winner's queue, well played, because it wasn't an easy day's racing. And I must concur. Congratulations to everybody, all the winners on the day, but the laurels go to Frank Robinson and his team. Wow, what a win from Mocha Blend. Okay, let's get straight into it, Alistair. Maiden Plate, Fillies and Mares, Work Riders race is what we'll start off with, over 1,000 meters, and we bring up the field, have a look at some betting. Number 1, Plumbago Park, Brett Weber's runner, 13-10. You're going to have to be the judge on that. 2, Raceway at 6-1. There's money for a big outsider here called Chili Marmalade, number 7, from 50-1 into 33-1 Hollywoodbets. I missed out Sam Musia's ride. Apologies. Number 3, Taking a Risk. That's at 4-1. Then we got these first timers, 2 of them 9 and 10, of which 10 is in the betting at single figures. Tony Peters runner at 8-1, and 11 Princess of All is trading at 4-1. Yeah, the bookmakers or the fixed odds betting market, number 1, Plumbago Park on top at 13-10. You agree with that, Alistair? I know a deserved favourite, but 13-10?
That's a bit too short for me, Dees. Look, running second to Manyaleti, who ran second on Thursday during the week behind Anchorage, gives you a little line of form here because Taking a Risk was beaten 9 lengths by Anchorage, and Manyaleti was beaten a length by Anchorage. I suppose on indirect lines of form, Plumbago Park has number 3 Taking a Risk held. But with that said, we do have the factor of Sam Mosia taking the ride on Taking a Risk. He's nearly 150 wins through his career, which for a work rider is an unbelievable achievement, also considering he spent a lot of time abroad riding work in places like Dubai, Japan, and I think also a stint in Europe as well. So he is a veteran. He's been around forever, but he's certainly got the wins on the CV that nobody else in the work riders ranks has and probably ever will have. So I think that will give number 3 Taking a Risk a bit of a chance. Number 1 Plumbago Park obviously not got her legs tied up, but D's, I think the form of Bunnacum could be something to take a look at here. We've got 2 horses, 2 Raceway, and 11 Princess of All. I know absolutely nothing about Ntokozo Jabose. I don't know who he works for, but he takes a ride on number 11 Princess of All. Lucky's normal guy's Philip Malangeni, and he's riding number 5 Jazz Away for Robin Clarkson, so I can't make head or tail of what's going on there. But number 2 Raceway under Tobias Mungo. Tobias is one of Candice's work riders, and he also does a bit of work with Sean Terry, so therefore he's common at Rankies Fontaine, and I'm sure he would have swung a leg over number 2 Raceway. He comes back from a 61-day layoff, which I think will do her a world of good. Her best form is over 1,000 metres. She finished in front of Princess of All in the run to Vanicum to the tune of about 3 lengths. I think number 2 Raceway represents the value in the first race at around 7-1. It's not a race to go broken. I do think Plumbago Park has a chance, but I'd try and take her on with number 2 Raceway. I'll be looking at bet options with 1 and 2 involved, whether it's a boxed exacta or whether it's a swinger. I'll make up my mind come race time, but I do think that that's an avenue to explore. Okay,
hopefully you can build a kitty race number 1 as we get into the exotics race number 2, 1240. It's the start of the bipod, a maiden plate, 1,000 meters. We bring up the field. It's a small field at the time of recording, no scratchings, and 7 runners go to post. Number 1, Seed Seeker, Mark Khan and Callan Murray, even money. Then we got number 5, Stonywood at 6-1. You don't often see this, 2 horses at the top of the betting that's so tight, but number 7, Tempranillo for Jan Janssen van Vieren and Gavin Arena did open up 11-10, 9-10 now. So we got an even money shot, number 1, 9-10, number 7. And what you make of it, because you know, just looking at the 2 horses, I'm sure there'll be 2 sides that will be going for either or. But the exacta looks to be the natural play.
Yeah, these are. Don't want to complicate this race. The bar pot is my suggested bet. I think you can bank one or the other. I don't see the result being anything but 1 or 7 or 7 from 1. I'm going to lean towards number 1, Seed Seeker, only because Seed Seeker finished in front of Tempranillo last time. I get the idea that Tempranillo is going to be more of a force over 1,000 meters than what she was over 1160, so that might add a little bit of impetus behind number 7, Tempranillo, turning that form around. But I don't see too much. I don't see anything else troubling these 2 horses. Just going to enhance that idea with number 1, Seed Seeker. Speedman obviously came out and won from his maiden win. Trayanis, the horse that beat Seed Seeker on the 16th of October, came out and won. And then 3 runs back, Trust We Know is now a Jackpot City Grade 2 Dingo's winner. Monkey Puzzle, who ran second, is no longer a maiden. Horse who ran third, 2 lengths in front of Seed Seeker, 1 Ion Vegas, ran 4th in the Graham Beck and holds an entry for a whole lot of feature races in the coming weeks. So that's another reason why I think Seed Seeker might just represent slightly stronger form lines. But if Tempranillo won, I wouldn't be disappointed. I wouldn't be surprised. 2-horse race, bar pot, take your pick, close your eyes, 1 or 7, and one of them will do the job, I'm pretty sure.
Okay, Alistair Cohen hoping it's a form result at race number 2. Let's move along to the start of the PA, and it will begin at 13:15, race number 3. Maiden plate, fillies and mares, 1,800 meters. There are some form updates here that I will give you. Just keep an eye on whether these horses run or not. Numbers 1 and 2 ran 4th and 3rd respectively on the 27th of November behind Into Dancing. But although I say number 1 finished 4th, was 10 lengths back, whereas the third position by number 2, Blood of Eden, was just beaten 2.5 lengths. So take note of that. Number 1's at 8-1, number 2 is at 28-10. Then we go on to number 3, Frangipani. That's a 2-1 shot, Alistair. 4 is trading at 9-2. Number 7 at 4-1. 8 is a scratching, and yeah, that is pretty much it. So we mentioned that just keep an eye on the declarations when it comes to replacements of jockeys. Some of them have been declared, others not. The system hasn't updated. Serena Modley not riding at this race meeting, so that will be done in due course. Yeah, you just mentioned at the top of the show that you wish the two kids well, Serena and Jared. I can just, from my side, just say that I've been in close contact with Serena. Everything is fine. He's under observation in ICU. We are recording the show on Monday. And yeah, but nothing serious that requires surgery, etc. But hopefully he does have a speedy recovery. And as for Jared, yeah, I was told by Serena that he's in high spirits, and although he was injured, he's walking around and just waiting to be discharged. And both the young lads say a big thank you to all the racing fans and racing community for their care and support. And from my side, Alistair, I must just thank yourself and Candice as well. What do we do in race number 3?
Well, I've just gone ice cold because I'm talking about Seed Seeker. I've got my phone open because I've got my notes on my phone. I've got my online card on my laptop. Ibrahim Khan, as I'm talking about Seed Seekers, just sent me a message. Yes. Right. So that's an omen I don't know. The messages on Seed Seeker will win, by the way. It's happy 1st of December. So what do we do in the first leg of the place accumulator? Look at the form lines at number 3, Frangipani. If not in desperate need of the run, 63 days off is certainly not a long break. Very, very hard to beat. Calvin Habib takes it out for Robin Klaasen. The form lines are super strong, D's. I mean, when this all happened, I wouldn't have thought I'd be saying this. But 3 runs back, Inquinquezi beat Ethical with Frangipani running 3rd. Blood of Eden, who she reopposes, was 4th. Inquinquezi has won 3 on the spin. Ethical, who ran 2nd, has won 2 on the bounce. And then we got Frangipani, who last time came up against Hazy Daisy. And as we know, Hazy Daisy is now a feature race, a stakes winner, having won the Phillies Mile on Betway Summer Cup Day. And also behind her was the Lux of Winds of Grace, who I think is likely to get the job done sooner rather than later. Those form lines are super, super strong. And I'll be surprised if she's not in the top 3, top 2, and a definite winning chance, and clearly my top selection. If you're looking for backup, the one filly here keeps me interested, Dees, is number 7, War Talk, with headgear and going this trip for the first time. Kept a close eye on her. She took on boys in her last start. I thought her run to Ring a Roses, although she ran midfield, beaten 3 lengths. From that form, 1-2 Buckle My Shoe came out and won. Ring a Roses won just under a week ago, and I think beat a fair field. I think from a good draw, trying this trip and with her headgear equipped, that she's worth a second look. And if Frangipani fluffs her lines, at number 7, War Talk is my idea of the horse to pick up the pieces. I'm keeping this race nice and narrow between the 2 horses. I think that they'll fight it out. There's a good possibility that they'll run 1-2, and they're the only horses I want to know about in my bar pot. Okay,
after the result over the weekend from Hazy Daisy, I think Alistair's on the right horse here. Number 3, Frangipani, but he's got backup. He likes number 7. But I think that 2-1, when racing fans look at the form line, they will be going for that horse. Number 3, Frangipani there in race number 3. Race number 4, merited 86 handicap, 1,800 meters. And number 1, Mount Darwin, no, that's in double figures. We start off with number 3, Jordan at 8-1. 4, Katsu at 11-2. 5, Dark Silver at 9-2. 6 is DJ Junior, that's at 8-1, and number 11, Robert Browning at 8-1. 14, Olympian Gold with Mqadisi Mputa, that is trading at 7-2, and it's double figures the balance. Again, I urge you just to wait for the replacement riders with the respective horses that are partnered by Garish and Serena in this race. Nothing declared as yet. But this is a tough start to the pick 6, Alistair. But, when I tried to, maybe narrow things down, the horse that obviously, stood out on that post-maiden run was number 14, Olympian Gold. He's lightly raced 3-year-old. I just thought with the 2.5 kgs off against this type of field, the fact that he gets 2,000 meters, which he showed last time out, he could possibly be the right horse when it comes to scope against the older horses.
Yeah, fresh legs, I think, is going to play a big part here, Dees. In essence, he's a maiden because when he won on the 4th of October, he was subsequently disqualified. So he is effectively the maiden in a handicap as number 14 Olympian Gold. He's got that light weight. I thought Elysium Buto's ride for St. John Graham Palace Prince on Thursday at Turfentine was out of the top draw. From the draw, the fact that he took the bull by the horns, changed things up, took Palace Prince, who's got one eye, as we know, to the front, so he couldn't see another rival, excuse the pun. I thought that was genius. Whether it was St. John's idea, whether it was Olisi's idea, whether it was just caution to the wind, I don't know. But the point is, post-maiden run, Follow the Master simply ran him off his feet, went from start to finish. Olympian Gold was simply best of the rest. I think with a light weight and with further scope, yes, he's very much in the race, but he's no way a horse that would line up as a banker in the opening leg of the picks. It's a very, very tricky race. So I've got him in my buy pot, 14 Olympian Gold, along with 4 others. They are 1, 3, 4, and 5, again with no degree of confidence. Number 1, Mount Darwin, and I thought Scots, Stuart Pettigrew and his family. Sadly, Stuart's wife, Lauren, passed around a week ago. Very, very sad. Lauren was the crutch of the Pettigrew Racing Yard, did a lot of work behind the scenes and probably kept Stuart sane. So we wish the Pettigrew family very well. Good friends with Stuart's son Ryan as well. So I know that would have hit them quite hard. It would be very nice to see Mount Darwin get into the number 1 box. Long overdue as well, 479 days. He always catches the eyes. One of those next time merchants with the way that he finishes off his races. You think, right, he's just about ready to strike next time out. On his last start to the Ultimate King, he's got more than just a prayer. But on his last start to the Ultimate King, number 4, should have his measure. The draw's not ideal, but could do a good, tough, hard-knocking handicapper. Not going to rule him out. Number 3, Jordan, is interesting for me, Dees. He's done me a few favors along the way. He's also hurt me a couple of times along the way. His ratings come down another point. 3rd run after a break. Should be fitter, better off. Comes from an informed yard as well, with a top jockey on board in the form of Craig Zaki. I think that this is very much his wheelhouse. 1,800 meters on a galloping course at the Vaal. Big player, number 3, Jordan. And then I've got number 5, Dark Silver. And had I done this card before Saturday, it's amazing how things work out. Had I done this card before Saturday, I would have made him close to a banker. But and I know not everything went right for the Playboy Bomber, but after the Playboy Bomber's run on Saturday, I'm now very, very iffy about it. What's interesting, though, Dees, is that from the run where he beat the Playboy Bomber, the Playboy Bomber ran 5th on Saturday. 3rd horse, Douglas Dragon, ran 2nd. 4th horse, Open Highway, ran 2nd, turned the form around with the Playboy Bomber. And Dance King, who was beaten out of sight, came out and franked that form with Serena Moodley on board. So the form lines worked out very, very well with number 5, Dark Silver, despite the fact that the Playboy Bomber's run leaves you a little bit indecisive. The draw's not ideal. He's the horse that I'm going to lean towards with my top selection. Like I said, I'd be very, very bullish about him had Saturday not gone the way that it went. But I'm thinking that he could very well back up that win off a £2 penalty. It might be generous.
Okay, let's get on to race number 5, Alistair. It's a merit rating 72 handicap. It's over 2,000 meters. Number 1's been taken out, Banner Bridge, Alistair Cohen's horse with his family. That will not race on Tuesday. So there will be adjustments in the betting. I jotted down this betting prior to the adjustments, so I'll still read it out. Number 3, Take No Prisoners, was 4-1. 4, Arlington Action, 6-1. 5, Peace Treaty was at 4-1. And then number 10 was trading at 6-1, and it was double figures, the balance. So your horse is out, Alistair, which is unfortunate, because he looked to have some type of chance against this type of field. And I see that he was scratched early this morning. Did you have him in your play?
Yeah, I did, and I'm going to keep him in my play as well. I'm going to let the scratching do a little bit of work for me, hoping that I can double up if the favourite were to run into the top 2, because I think there's a good possibility that will happen. Now with Banner Bridge coming out, so we'll have to come back later in the month. With Banner Bridge coming out, I still think that this is a 2-horse race. If I were to include one other and replace him, it would be Matchett's horse, number 12, Castle's Belly, especially if Olympian Gold does something a bit early on. I think that his rating drop and Craig Zaki's engagement makes a lot of appeal, but I still think he's got a lot to do to turn over these 2 horses. They are towards the top of the boards. Number 3, Take No Prisoners, affectionately known as Alistair in the De Kock yard. Callan Murray takes her out in the son of Vercingetrix, out of the great mare Taking the Peace. his last start, he was stiff, very, very stiff. I know it wasn't a very strong race. Almost looked like he wanted to savage the horse next to him, number 3, Take No Prisoners. He tried his absolute best to get out of it. Third run after a break, he looks like he's taken a big step forward with the blinkers on last time out, and if he should be fitter with that run under the belt, I think that he's the horse that they all need to turn over, provided he doesn't get out to funny tricks. If he does have any dangers, it would be number 5, Peace Treaty, who does his best work late. He was also in that Arctic Silver race last time out. He's also better off at the weights. The weight for age scales just caught up slightly with number 3 Take No Prisoners, but I do think the improvement factor is likely to help him. But with that said, Peace Treaty, the extra 200 meters is going to suit him to no end. Hit the line with a loss in hand in his last 2 starts, and I think that he's very much alive. I do now make this a 2-horse race between them. Arlington Action makes appeal on the form, but I think it's a little bit too short for number 4 Arlington Action. 1.5 miles will be a lot more to his liking. And then Cloud King, I don't know what we're going to do with him. He's been on my radar for such a long time. They've tried various distances. Looks like he's coming towards calmer waters distance-wise with number 9 Cloud King, but I'm running short of patience with him. 10 Major Loon turned his career around, looked decidedly moderate for much of his career, but he has done some good things of late. The draw's not going to be ideal for Major Loon, but he's got a place chance. It's actually got an each-way chance, does Major Loon. But in the place accumulator, I'm now happy to row in with 3 and 5, but I'm going to keep the scratching and let it do. Banner Bridge needs to do me a favor. It's been 700 days, so hopefully he can do one in invisibility on this card.
What price? Now that Banner Bridge is scratched, Larina rides 5. 1 to 100?
No, thank you, Dees. Betting was closed the moment you opened it.
Okay. Race number 6, merit rated 66 handicap, 1,200 meters. Number 1 is a scratching here. Let's have a look at some betting. And we begin with number 4, that is Parla Millions at 7 to 2. Number 6, Captain Efficient at 33 to 10. Horse number 7 is trading at 11 to 2, Falcon Strike. 9, Time for Charity at 7 to 1. Then we got number 12, Daring Act is at 4 to 1. Of course, that was a winner the other day. I'll just give you some form updates with regards to horses if you don't have them. Number 4, Misty Metal, ran 7, beaten 5 lengths by Vanicum. Horse number 7, Falcon Strike, third, 3.5 lengths behind Daring Act. And 9, Time for Charity, 5th, beaten 2 lengths behind Vanicum. Just keep an eye if those horses will take their place as well. So this race, race number 6, Alistair, with Tiger Storm out. It's a field of 13 runners that go to post. Tough to try and minimize your spend here. Have you managed to do that for your bet? You suggested it's a buy pot?
Yeah, I've tiptoed my way around this race, Dees. I've gone 4, 6, and 11. Only 3 horses in my play. Probably the one race that if I could, and if I could look back at it, I would include a couple of others. But I'm happy enough with what I've got, just because of the pure consistency of number 4, Parla Millions. He makes up one of those 3. Marco van Rensburg riding very well for Brett Weber especially. The last start was a good effort win, just running out of steam late second to Peregrine Falcon. He's back to the same track and trip. I see no reason why he can't repeat that feat and run a good, honest race. Number 4, Parla Millions. Number 6, Captain Efficient, with Gavin Lorena on board, I think is going to be very much alive. He finished in front of Parla Millions on that run to Beemanesque last time out. He got no penalty, whereas Parla Millions has gone back to the same mark for running second to Peregrine Falcon, the stable companion to Captain Efficient. So just keep an eye on the market. I think Captain Efficient is now pretty much cherry ripe to get another win under the belt. It's been a long time between drinks, but I think that he might be in the right place at the right time to strike. But hear me out. My other horse comes up in the form of Jet Cat, number 11. Jeffrey says to takes her out behind Henrik van der Vestes, and at the time of recording there's no publication about the false rail situation. I assume it'll be the same setup as what the Vaal has had for the last few meetings, so therefore low number draws are expected to go well. But if you go back, it's a long time. If you go back to the 19th of June, where Jet Cat finished 3 lengths in front of Captain Efficient, he's 2 kilos better off as Captain Efficient, but is that enough to turn the tables? Also on his last run to Peregrine Falcon, that brings him into the play on pure collateral. Form lines finished just behind Jet Cat, but finished in front of Daring Act, Gull, Gallop, Falcon Strike, King, Bluetooth, and Trip to State, so that accounts for nearly half the field. You're going to get a run for your money from this 10-year-old, this grand 10-year-old. Henrik van der Vestes yards done me a lot of favours in the last couple of months. I think number 11, Jet Cat, if he doesn't win, he'll go closer. Therefore, he's my third and final inclusion in the buy pot. 4, 6, and 11. if you ask me for my top choice, I'd battle to give you one between the three. I think it's going to be one of those finishes where the 100 you're going to be sweating, and hopefully one of them get their heads down for the top two.
Well, you've picked out a 16-1 shot, Alistair. I just had a squiz at the betting there. 11 Jet Cap, 16-1. Nice find if that has to arrive in the top three there for Alistair Cohen. Race number 7, 1,200 meters, merit rated 80 handicap. Number 1, Mr. Wilson, is at 7-2. Then we go on to number 3, which is Satyagraha. That is Craig Zaki's runner, which is in double figures, but a horse that I just want to comment from Alistair, and that is why we're bringing it up, because horse number 3, Alistair, is trading at around 14-1 in the betting. Number 4, Clever Trevor, is at 11-2. Form update for number 5, Rock of Bismuntona, 10-21 lengths back, last run. 7, Red Penny, is at 8-1. And then we got horse number 8, Antonio Gaudi, at 5-1. 10, Romilly, at 8-1. 11 is a scratching. Form update for 13, Palace Revolt. 7, 10 lengths behind Daring Act. And Samanga Kumalo, I see SK has picked up the ride on number 17, Peregrine Falcon. That is trading at 11-2, the reserve runner. Yeah, that's some housekeeping with regards to form, etc. Maybe just keep an eye on the jockey replacements and, of course, the scratchings. It's a big field, Alistair, that go to post. And I think, if you try to narrow down your spend here, you'll be an absolute winner. I just want your comment on the source called Satyagraha from the Sean Terry stable, because I know when he won his maiden, he won it effortlessly. I'm inclined to think that he's a horse that's better than what I've seen post-maiden, Alistair.
I'm making the biggest run at D's. I've got him in my bar pot. He's part of 5 horses in my bar pot. He's a half-brother's a Grade 1 winner, Russian Rock. It's obviously not been easy to get him on track. In the space of 14 months, this is just his 6th start. Craig Zaki takes a ride for Sean Terry. He would have needed his last run badly when finishing 6.8 lengths behind the stable companion Silver Tudor, but I don't think it was a bad run. I thought he stayed on very nicely. If we're not one run premature, I think he's a huge, huge chance. Now, what's interesting is from the form line, and it's a tale of two cities. I've just pulled up the form line. He finished 6.8 lengths behind Silver Tudor. A length and a half behind was an horse called Gimme the Good Life, and Gimme the Good Life came out and won. Now, you can also make the arguments in front of him. Echo Czech and Rocco Bismantova have run unplaced. Echo Czech ran unplaced in the Dingons, and Rocco Bismantova ran unplaced on a very, very wet track, which he evidently hated on Thursday at Turpentine. So I think they're valid excuses for those two blots on the radar. And I think number 3, Satyagraha, has a good each-way chance at the price. I think that he's overpriced at 14-1. And like I said, if we're not one run premature, I'm expecting a good effort. Backup coming from the 2 Hollywood horses and number 1, Mr. Wilson, and also number 7, Red Penny. Let's quickly breeze through them. Mr. Wilson done little wrong. The 4-kilo claim is going to be a huge help for this son of Active War, who's definitely got a lot to like about him. He got more to beat this time around. He got a £4 penalty for the victory, but he's got a long way to go, number 1, Mr. Wilson, but it looks like he's trending in the right direction. Won't be easy for him, though. Number 4, Clever Trevor. The reason why I put in Clever Trevor, I prefer the other Hollywood horse, but Callan Murray's gone with number 4, Clever Trevor, so I don't know if that's a tip in itself. So I've put him in simply on that evidence. 3, we've spoken about. 7, Red Penny from that It's Personal form. Now, what's interesting is that It's Personal represents Constellation. There's a link there. Constellation beat It's Personal twice. It's Personal came out and has won twice subsequently from running against Constellation. There's a representation there. Constellation in this race wouldn't even be a contest. So number 7, Red Penny, goes into the play. And as mentioned, the other Hollywood horse, number 14, My Lucky Charm, beat War Summit last time out. He was hugely disappointing at his penultimate start when Major Loon beat him at 3-10, and he missed the place accumulator. But the blinkers come off. I think number 14, My Lucky Charm, back in a sprint. He's got a little bit of gate speed. He won't have enough to lead in this race. But I reckon number 14, My Lucky Charm, maybe Callan's missed one here. At 14-1, he could be a little bit of a sneaker at the price.
14-1 shot again. Alistair's liking a few roughies on this race card, and hopefully things go to plan, because that's what you're looking for, especially when it comes to the structure of the exotics. Race number 8, middle stakes, 1,500 meters. Number 1, Argo Alley, 7-2. Well, St. John's Gray just got this fellow in such a special place. He's actually got this horse on a string 7-2, number 1. Number 3, Master Christmas, 8-1. 4, Mastership is at 7-1. Now this filly is on my radar. In fact, she's on my nag me list. Number 8, Gerbera. 5-1 is her price. And I'm hoping that she can possibly, make her presence felt against this lineup the way she's been finishing off her races, especially if I go to a penultimate start. Really like that run behind Chronicle King. 9, Dylan's Champ is at 7-2, and he goes for 3 on the bounce here. And then we got Hollywoodbets number 11, Last Car to Pass, from 8-1. That is shortened into 7-1 with a form update. 5th, 3 rents behind Cape Saffron. That was on the 27th of November. What do you make of Gerbera?
Big chance, especially after the horse that finished second in the last start. Now a Betway Summer Cup winner, Mocha Blend, finished how far in front of Gerbera? Finished, call it 5 lengths in front of Gerbera. I thought Gerbera was a bit disappointing, to be fair, in the listed Betway Summer Pudding, but I think she might have just been caught a little bit too far back. No fault of anyone. There was a lot of pace in the race, and it was hard to make up ground on that sticky track. But I do like her runs since she's come back from a break. Even her runs in Durban, D's. Nothing wrong with that run in the Grade 2. Will Avington from that draw, finishing 3.5 lengths behind Little Susie. Little Susie's a high-quality filly who runs the Fiery Pegasus. They all jump off the page, and now with that form line frank like it was. And for what it's worth, Chronicle King's run in the Dingons, although running 6th, go watch the replay. From the draw, Musi had to take his medicine, dropped and made up a lot of ground. Very excited for him in 2026, Chronicle King. So, Gerbera, one of a few. She's no good thing, but one of a few on the radar. A couple of others, no way we can write off. Number 1, Argo Alley. He loves the Vaal Straight. He, at the moment, loves life, but if you go back nearly a year, he won over 1,400 metres, turning over Pomodoro's Jet. This was pretty much a warm-up for the World Sports Betting Grand Heritage, one of the last warm-ups. Master Christmas, last time ran in that race, Champion Warrior famously turned over Wait for Rage winner Cosmic Speed on a very wet track in the dark. Better horse at the Vaal than anywhere else. I know that he was at the Vaal last time, but don't write him off. And then number 4, Mastership. Diane Stinger supplemented this horse into the Betway Summer Cup. He was never going to get a run, but I reckon he'll come in here in good shape and be ready to give a good account of himself. He also runs well at the Vaal as number 4, Mastership. So I think that he has a winning chance. In order of preference, I'm going to go 8, 3, 4 and 1 as my likely contenders in the race, and I'd be happy with those in the pick 6. If I was looking for one other, it would come in the form of number 9, Dylan's Champ, who's looking for a hat-trick, but life is a bit harder, but it's hard to write off a horse that seems to be getting better.
Well, I like the fact that Alistair Cohen is rubber stamped number 8, Gerbera, and as he mentioned, trading at the time of recording 5-1. Race number 9, we close things off here, Alistair. Merit rated 70 handicap. The distance is 1,600 meters. Cabello, I see, has picked up the rider number 1, Global Impact. I have that one. Number 2, Guerrilla Warfare, is at 6-1. Number 6 is Oklahoma Twister, and that's at 5-1. 7 is Michael Faraday. That's trading at 7-1. 9, The Mightiest, at 8-1. 10, Gamer, is at 7-1. And we got one more runner. Yep, one more runner. It's Fava Vegas, number 14, at 9-2. I think whatever the results here, betting tells a story. When you are betting what's at 5-1 the field, this is a quartet of note you want to catch. 9-2 the field. Fava Vegas, big 9-2. You're going to grab this quartet. 16 runners go to post. The quartet on the weekend in that feature race paid 350 plus. I mean, that was a bomb quartet to catch, wasn't it, Alistair?
Well, I found the ultimate king, which I'm very pleased to say. Not that you needed a crystal ball to find him, D's, but the winner Mocha Blend, Sanele, and the boys managed to find Mocha Blend and Demiso, Sanele, Cole, and the rest of the guys. Olivia's Way, well done if you found her. Bus Stop and Hounslow, well done if you found him. I was 1 from 4 in the quartet in the Betway Summer Cup. Yeah, massive dividend, and that's what we dream of catching. So well done to those that managed to get a piece of that. D's, this quartet, as you say, is going to pay rockets. Hear me out. I've got an absolute crazy lunatic for a top 4.
Give it
Don't
to us.
think he can win. 12, Bashimi Anari.
Oh, okay.
Racing drop game. You've you turn your nose up at that. Rating drop again. Course and distance, 2 starts, a win in a second. Pilasande and Poli is on board. Going back to basics with the son of Dan on Platina. Like I said, I don't know if he can win, but if he's at his absolute best, number 12 for Shimi Anari, then yes, I think that he can run into the top 4. If you pushed me in a corner and said who's going to win the race, I'd take a stab at number 2, Gorilla Wolf, and Olisi Mbuto for St. John Gray. I thought his last run was good behind ever-improving horse in the form of Speedman. He's not a horse to trust. One-time winner from 30 starts, 534 days since his last win. With a lack of work on the half, 9 days off, I don't think it's too much of a problem, but it can't be confident. Very interesting to see how number 7, Michael Faraday, is going to go down the straight over a mile with Gavin Larena on board. If Gavin can get him to settle, and I don't think he's the type of horse that needs too much settling, but if he doesn't over-race, he could be a bit of a force and might open up an extra avenue down the Vaal Straight. And then Vaal Vegas with Craig Saki and Yanni Borman. There's a combination that you don't see too often, but he has had 2 winners for Yanni in the last 12 months. Not impossible he gets into the play, but the list of possibilities here is endless, D's. But what I'm going to do in this quartet, I'm going to double float 2 and 12 by the field.
2 and 12 by the field. And just by the way, Alistair has been giving us some horses during the show in double figures and big prices. This horse that he's picked out in the last, number 12, Fushini Inari, that's trading at 25 to 1. If some of those horses have to arrive places, top 3, all to comes, it's going to be a good start to a new month. Let's go to your suggested bet, Alistair, which is a bipot, as you've mentioned throughout the show. It's up on screen.
Yeah, we've got a lot of catching up to do, D's, after the weekend. So here we go, the bipot, which gets underway. In race number 2 at 12.40, banker number 1, Seed Seeker, by 3 and 7, Frangipani and War Talk, by 1, 3, 4, 5 and 40, Mount Darwin, Jordan, Kutsu, Dark Silver and Olympian Gold, by 1, 3 and 5, got the Scratching Banner Bridge, and there with 3, Take No Prisoners and 5, Peace Treaty, 4, 6 and 11, Pile of Millions, Captain Efficient and Jet Cat. That's the leg that I'm most worried about. And then final leg, 1, Mr. Wilson, 3, Satyagraha, 4, Clever Trevor, 7, Red Penny and 14, My Lucky Charm. So it looks to be quite a scary day at the races. Probably is going to be a scary day at the races, but that's how I see it.
Thanks for your time, Alistair. All the best on this Tuesday.
Top D's, thanks so much. Same to you, same to all the viewers, and we'll chat soon.
Okay, Alistair Cohen, Gallop TV, myself, D's Dine, and to you, the valued racing fan, hopefully it's a nice start to a new week and a new month as we end off 2025 on the 2nd of December. It's the first local race meeting for the last month of 2025, and hopefully it turns out to be a good one for you, the valued racing fan. Until we meet again, you take care. Salani Gashle.